Theresa May is asked to score Brexit out of 10 so far, this is her brilliant response. The Prime Minister was quick to deliver a clever quip when she was asked about the government's Brexit progress in the Commons. Pete Wishart, SNP MP for Perth and North Perthshire, stood up in Prime Minister's questions demanding Mrs May score the progress that had been made in negotiations with the European Union so far. He said, on a scale between 1 to 10, how does the Prime Minister think Brexit going? With 10 being all going perfectly, we know what we want to achieve and we know how to get it, and 1, being chaotic cluelessness. I know what I would give the Prime Minister, what would she give herself? Some members of the benches opposite began to interrupt Theresa May's reply by jeering in the background. The Speaker of the House was forced to step in, as the benches opposite were left disappointed. John Bercow said, "Order. Let me just say to the honourable gentleman who I have known for a long time. I think when he comes to reflect on his conduct he will know he can do better than that." The Prime Minister was then asked to answer the question asked by the SNP MP about how well she believes Brexit is going. She said, "Can I say to the honourable gentleman, that I think anybody who saw the success we had in negotiating phase 1 of Brexit and getting that sufficient progress, will say that actually, this is a government that knows what it is doing and is getting on with the job and is doing well." Conservative benches roared following the Prime Minister's response to Mr Wishart. The UK government is preparing for phase 2 of Brexit negotiations where Britain will discuss a future trade agreement with the European Union. Fears have been raised that the second phase of Brexit talks could be more difficult than the first phase to come to an agreement. Speaking on the Andrew Marr Show on Sunday about a future trade agreement, Mrs May said, "Well, we are definitely leaving the EU on March 29, 2019, that's for sure. The first stage in getting that is looking at the implementation period in more detail. The business community asked us for the implementation period, to ensure business confidence endured. We then have to work on the withdrawal agreement by the end of the year, and we want to finalize a deal on our future relationship. What Canada +++ means is that we want our own trade deal, that is all. We start with our own relationship with the EU, and since 80% of the economy is service-based, that is what we will seek to add to the Canada deal.